I have always thought that this alternative distribution method to the internet would be a very healthy thing as media concentration concentrated ever further. And that closed system became essentially something that the major media companies wanted to do everything they could to protect that closed system, with various restrictions as to how you would get programming, etc. So first of all, there really wasn't very much to watch. You certainly didn't want to watch the cat swinging from the chandelier. That wouldn't motivate you to change the way you saw television. And also, there were issues like who wants another remote, box, wires. Everybody has enough of all that stuff. And the most important thing, though, was that there was nothing that much to watch that would change the centricity of the way you watch television historically, and another way through the vast optionality of the internet. I heard the idea, I said, there must be something wrong with this. It just cannot be that something that is so potentially radical to transform that, as I said, that centricity of how you receive television and get used to receiving it through the internet. And so months later, after lawyers and tech people and everything, I found not only nothing wrong with it, but each barrier that we went through, I got more excited. So the thing to do now is to introduce you to Chet Kanojia and have him tell you about it.
And what we are setting out to do in that whole simplification theme is to basically build access to live television on the internet. And this is going to be a step at a time, it's going to be a market at a time, but the core idea is that Aereo will allow the internet and people that are connected to the internet under their control to have access to live television. We basically miniaturized television antennas. And what by miniaturizing television antennas, what I mean is we really miniaturized them. They're literally dime sized. In fact, they're so light and so small that if you held one in your hands, you wouldn't notice anything. What we do is we build these into very large, giant, three-dimensional arrays. And what I mean by a three-dimensional array is these things are packed into a three-dimensional array somewhere in Brooklyn today, and the purpose of that is the consumer then has access to this array anywhere they are, as long as they're within their home market. This is actually the farm, the array that sort of functions, and there are thousands of these devices built in. There's a lot of sophisticated signal processing that we do inside of it to make the signal crystal clear, available to you at all times. Out of this comes actually video that can be pumped over the internet.
Is there any way to get beyond just broadcast television, beyond just NBC, ABC, CBS? What about all the cable channels people don't want to get?
Eventually, it's my belief, and I think I share this with many consumers, that the world really deserves a la carte programming, not huge packages where if you happen not to want to see ESPN, you're essentially subsidizing in your $70, $100, $150 cable bill. You're subsidizing the ESPN cost. So it would be much better for consumers, I think, to be able to say, these are the programs I want. I'm happy to pay the fair price for those programs, but I don't want you bundling things for me because I want to make these choices. I think that optionality is what the internet provides.
So it's the idea that as you grow
so
the
over
audience,
time,
license this
I think what will happen is that more and more things, more and more programs will be delivered a la carte as the creative destruction begins to kind of chop away at this closed circle that we've all lived with for the last 40 years.
Well, terrific. Well, I can't wait to see that day. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.